I didn't think this through. I did not think this through. Hello there, and welcome back to All of Fabric 5 with me, kmbles. I was just having a bit of a play around with the ghast spawners, the Carmite ghastling spawners that we picked up in the last episode. I think I might have gone overboard grabbing these ghast spawners. And there's also a blaze spawner. I don't have a clear idea on what I want to get done today, other than... well, that confirms that. So, not a clear idea of what I wanted to do today, other than get some better tools. I think we should also start crafting some things up with our ME system, get some auto crafting going, now that we've got a steady supply of power and plenty of room to grow up here as well. And if we have time, I'd like to head over to the pit where I've started moving over our mob farms. So we've got our cursed mob farm over there at the moment, and perhaps we can move conjuring and a few other things over there and work on improving those things. We've got quite a few items coming in passively now. You probably thought that I was just standing here talking to the camera, being unproductive. But while I've been here talking to you guys, our MI system back here has been gathering up heaps of resources for us. I ran out of time last episode to go through it, so maybe we could just do that now. That'd be a good way to start off the episode. And you can see all the deliciousness that this does passively while we're just chilling out. I haven't really decided on a way to connect MI to ME yet, but I was just playing around, and we've got these configurable chests here which store like just a stack or sometimes 2 stacks of things that I might want for crafting. So if I was to craft up some things with steel ingots, they would just instantly get replenished from the stock that we have building up here. And the other way in which I was integrating things is through danks, which is why you can see we've actually capped out. I think that's the largest possible storage for cobblestones with this level of dank. So let's start off at the beginning, or at the bottom. So we have the copper drills giving us kind of basic building blocks. That must be gold drills giving us things from the nether, including ancient debris. Steel drills giving us advanced, kind of higher tier ores like diamond and emeralds and things like that. And bronze just giving us all our basic ores. As you can see, there's still some tweaking that needs to happen back here so that we can clear these chests quicker. One way in which we can do that, which I found isn't too hard, is with, like, if we install a motor... oh, you can install more than one. Well, let's take all of them then. If we install something like 4 advanced motors on each one, that should speed up the process and move more of these blocks per iteration. I think every 3 seconds those cables try to pull things from the inventory. Second floor, nothing too exciting, some real haphazard power production. I basically just kept on adding to things as our power demand went up. We've basically electrified all of our steam blast furnaces. Now we have electronic blast furnaces with Bernard hanging out in there as well. And then we have above that our intermediate products and room for growth, room for more. And this here is where all of our products come up direct from the quarry and get processed. Now this was a real trial and error kind of system, which I'm not really happy with anymore. But we can see why the coal was being backed up down there in the quarries, because this barrel here is already full. The iron one's already full, already backlogged. And things just aren't able to output enough. And that's a bit of an issue. Like we see here, there's just not enough space to add more cobblestone. For now, I'm going to be a bit wicked and just take out some bulbous phycelium and we'll just chuck that into ME. And so at least that'll clear the backlog, but short of just voiding a whole 260,000 of them to create space. Not too sure what I'm going to do to resolve this problem, but yeah, but perhaps better organizing the danks and not storing things in barrels because they just don't hold enough. Even the upgraded barrels aren't that great. So we saw that the iron production was backed up, and that's because we're full here on iron and nothing else in the system is kind of requesting iron right now. Maybe what we should be doing is packing all this into iron blocks and then storing those in danks. That would kick this production line back on so that it's always running. And we could probably do the same for everything that's at risk of backing up, like all the base ores. And that's just a matter of getting one of these electric packers, putting it in place and giving it its recipes. So we could say, hey, this one, make us some iron blocks. You control click it. You craft up one of these template blocks, which doesn't get consumed. and then we'll export that back in. And if we were to kind of split the output of MI so that we have like a bulk storage of things that are always going to be useful, like blocks of iron, that can head to danks. So we can try to accumulate as many blocks of those as we can. But other things that are only going to be useful for small crafts like lead plates and things like that, we don't want to keep on producing them forever because that'll just slow down our entire system. And if lead plates are constantly being fed into ME, then intermediate products that need lead plates would really slow down. So the kind of stuff that we just want to use to craft up an item from time to time, that can go into the config chest. But all that kind of tinkering is just off-camera stuff that I'll do between episodes. Speaking of between episodes, over on stream last week, we got a little bit of progress done over here at the pit. And I started building in the framework, although definitely not decorating anything, of what's going to be a massive expansion or improvement to our farming. You remember we dug all the way down to bedrock to basically stop spawning happening. Obviously, we still have half the semicircle to clear out, but with any luck, we can do that with a quantum drill, which I think I should be able, that'll be like a nice end of episode toy to give ourselves if we can get that far today. But we demolished our cursed dirt farm from over the old base and brought it over here and installed some vectors. And this thing runs. It runs a bit too well that if I leave it running, it crashes the game. I think because there's just too many entities get piled up here. I'm not yet sure. So at the moment, these drops were just going straight into an entangled chest, which connects to some storage back at home base, just so we can get a sense of what comes out of this thing. And yeah, I think we'll connect that to a dank to store all the useful items and just trash. Just void everything else, even the enchanted goods. We don't need them. And we can have like a create elevator taking us to our different floors. And this floor here will be for all of our mob farming. I've got a bone to pick with you guys. Why did nobody remind me in the previous episodes that you can get this borderless glass here, which looks 10 times better than the vanilla glass? Because look around, here's a massive eyesore. Look how gorgeous this is. What's that? That's the no border glass. If you just put glass into your chisel, you can see all the different options you have. Bubbles, hard-bordered. The few that I liked are kind of these ones. So the shale glass, the hard-bordered glass, and the no border glass. So we've put no bordered glass up there, and I'm thinking for maybe frames, like this will be a doorway frame coming in and out of our elevator. I'll use one of these variations instead, which look gorgeous. But thankfully, we have tools to help us out with this. And I thought I'd leave this death marker here. I'm still getting used to the wings, and I had forgotten that while I might be able to avoid damage when I land on the ground, I can still fly into things. And I think I had my jetpack on and flew at ridiculous speed and just smashed into the wall. A moment of shame. Now I'm hoping we should be able to just walk along now and safely exchange all this without letting a torrent of water in. Yeah. Okay, that's not too hard. And you can see it just looks 10 times, 10, 20, 30 times better. Now straight into some toys. I've got the XP storage connected up with a fluid pipe straight to an entangled chest, straight to an entangled tank, which I've got coming in here and just feeding another XP obelisk or XP storage obelisk thing, which has racked up 240 levels, which means we can now do things like put mending on here and not have to worry too much about the levels. Before I do that, somebody kindly in the comments mentioned that you can upgrade your dragon gear. I don't see any way to do that here, but there is a thing called a dragon anvil that you can make at a smithing table. So why don't we do that? And perhaps that's where you upgrade it. I mean, so I imagine that's where you... I think I might join the No Wings Club for a while. So maybe this is what you do. I'm not sure what the difference is, but that's just to repair it. Help me out here, people. I don't see any way to do it through REI. You can attach elytra to your chest piece, but it's not super clear on whether or not I'll still be taking damage when I fly into walls. Yeah, gotta help me out here, people. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to upgrade the dragon armor. Something you can do, and we will do today, is to get this modular mining drill. And I think that'll help us finish the dig out for hopefully the beautiful time lapse that'll occur at the end of the episode if we can get that modular mining drill up and running. Okay, let's jump into the more tricky stuff. So I want to find out how we automate stuff in ME. And obviously this is the kind of path, the tree line that we have to follow. So use various interfaces and automate your network. And I think we're going to want to automate all the basic materials that we can, so that when we want to make something with ME itself will do the necessary crafting. So we have a pattern encoding terminal, which I imagine we need to fill with patterns. Blank patterns, crafting patterns, processing patterns. Seeing as these ones don't have recipes, it must be the blank patterns that we want. Now, if I recall correctly, I think we're pretty healthy when it comes to Certus quartz. Yep. Yeah, MI processes that we have. Not a lot coming in here. So what we're going to want to do is first automate Certus quartz seeds and Fluix seeds, I believe. We have a healthy supply of dust, and that's never going to run out, thanks to MI. So if we mix dust and sand, we can get the Certus quartz seeds, and then we're meant to place that in water, although we can just place it in our crystal growth chamber. So sand we get passively from our quarry, and the Certus quartz dust we have passively as well. So I believe if we just do this, we get sand, Certus quartz, equals 2 of them. Now, may have got ahead of myself. Let's backtrack and just craft all the blocks that we're going to need, at least that we know we're going to need. So we'll get a crafting unit, a molecular assembler, a pattern provider, and some crafting storage. Aha, so it looks like the pattern provider is where you throw the pattern in. And then that's going to tell this guy to do a thing, I think, to craft. And I think this is like the CPU. Let's see if we can't get it working, and then we'll worry about how to make it nice and pretty. So if I now say, give me 10 of these guys to craft 10, which means 5 of them are 5 of them. And that will just lag out infinitely, it seems. Ah, somehow this is working. Maybe I just had it in the wrong spot. Oh, there we go. So if I say, give me 10 of these, will it just do it again? It did it. I'm not really sure how we figured that out, but we did, and it works. I realized that everyone else who's gone through AE2 before is probably laughing at me right now. But I'd rather tinker with things and learn them the hard way than just watch a tutorial. And if I can just kind of like hack it together and get things working, then I'll be a happy little frog. So let's go back upstairs. We've got that working now. We want another crafting pattern for this. For turning the Certus quartz seeds into Certus quartz crystals. So we say the encoding is going to be a... Aha, so if it's crafted in a crafting grid, it's a crafting pattern, or you can make a processing pattern, which I guess is like, hey, take all these things, do something with it, and then spit something out. So if we want to take this thing, we're going to have to do something with it, and then we're going to spit it out. It's going to be a processing pattern, like so. And for that, we're trying to put it into the crystal growth chamber. So we want 10 of them. Start that up. I don't know how, but this is actually working. Acceleration cards. Ooh, nice. And what happens when they're done? They get spat back out and put in here. We're also getting these from our MI system, but just way too slow. And since our access to the dust is infinite, we may as well make patterns for this stuff. I did not think that would be so easy. We need to do the same for the Fluix dust and Fluix crystals. Actually, scrap everything you just heard, because I've got a better idea. Why not, instead of having to do it here upon request... Oh. Yeah, some system here, please. This is chaotic. Why not instead automate it? I mean, we're already passively producing all these Certus quartz dust. Why not passively produce other things that are needed as well, like the charge crystals, the regular crystals, the fluix dust? It should be possible to do all that down here and just always have like at least a stack of 64 of each of those things handy, and the crystals as well, for crafting. So what if we start, say, here? We'll throw down an energy acceptor, give it some power. It can power a molecular assembler, which if we give the recipe to this guy directly, then we should be able to grab some of this and a piece of dust. Aha! That's amazing. Yikes. So dust is coming out in the green. We could just steal a little bit of that, like so. Have it give us dust whenever it's able to. It's a bit messier than I would have liked, but maybe we can always pretty it up later. So let's output sand on the green, and then we let in sand as well. Okay, because it's already got one finished, you have to extract it to get the next one available. Okay, and that keeps on replenishing itself. Then we want to grow this stuff. It's online, it's taking it, it's growing it, we can speed that up. And we're going to want to store the crystals, but we're also going to want to charge the crystals. Electrolyzer. We'll power that one up and probably limit its output. We don't need a crazy amount. So that's getting us our charged guys. And the charged guys can be put together with a few other things. They can be mixed with nether quartz and redstone to give us fluix dust. Let's get a mixer. And then it needs access to the first tier of processed goods to get the quartz and the redstone. We'll give that some power. I can't believe this is working. We'll give that some power. That should give us the fluix dust. We need to process. We want to keep some of that, but we also want to process it. All right, let's get another energy acceptor. They're nice and cheap to make. Stick that there and give it some power, which should charge up this guy. And then we need a pattern telling it what to do with this. Let's actually put it on the purple line. We'll have a purple line taking us out of here and inserting into there. And that should start growing the purple ones for us. You see where I'm going with this? And we want to output them on the green line and make space for them in here. So if we tell it to always give us a stack of them, and a stack of them, and a stack of the dust, and a stack of the crystals, we should be good. And I think they're just getting redirected down to here now, which is where we access it from our terminal. And dust. So now those things should be coming in here, and all this stuff is available to us. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Now in this neat little setup here, we're going to have all the AE crystals and things that we'll ever need. Now perhaps what won't be as easy is crafting up these three guys, which we're going to need in bulk. I think for a lot of our items. Now I wonder if we could do something similar with these inscribers and get them to be functioning with MI as well. All right, let's just try and sneak down and find out. And then if we just like lock all these slots, so nothing else can sneak into this chest. And let anything in there that can fit. All right, fast forward a few hours, and this is what we're able to come up with. It's messy and it's not finalized yet, but we've just thrown a bunch of the Industrial Revolution bits and bobs down here and connected them up with patterns just to get like the core things of what we need. So I'm still learning how all this works, but if I put down a crafted storage there, now if you wanted something like just, let's say, one of these Mark IV circuits from Industrial Revolution, fire that up and we can see here all the process. And yeah, this is pretty slow, but fast forward through all that and then we should, there it is. So now we have 17 in total. And with that, we can make way cooler IR machines. So I recorded a whole bunch of progress through Industrial Revolution because, well, I was hoping that today we'd be able to finish with the modular drill. I was single-minded in my pursuit of the modular drill in order to finish digging out that pit, because that drill can mine something like an 11 by 11 area. However, it wasn't until I got like way further into the quest book that I realized that to charge one of a core of modularity requires 100 million energy, which is like way past what we are at this point in the game. Plus, there is a threat of explosion if you don't do things properly. You must pay attention to these details or else massive crater, and I don't want to do that anywhere in my base. I thought maybe there was a way to speed it up, so I just doubled our power production here with 2 more advanced steam boilers, pumping out masses and masses of steam, but the maximum that these 4 would do is 4,000 or around 4,000 EU a tick. And all that would do is just power one of these laser emitters. So it seems instead of digging out the rest of that hole, I just dug myself into another kind of hole. That is, what are we going to do for the rest of this episode then? Don't act like you don't already know. There is no way that I take on the Wither in Minecraft without including it in a thumbnail. But just like the dragon fight, I don't want to cheese this one. This will be my first time taking on and hopefully taking down the Wither. So I've got to make it a fair fight, which means it has to be vanilla with no cheese. We've all seen the Wither defeated with trapping it in bedrock or digging a tunnel really deep down low and filling it with iron golems. Nah, this is going to be me. No trinkets, nothing that would give me an advantage. I'll let myself have night vision goggles, but that's about it. No backpack either, because this thing gives me buffs. But just because it's going to be a fair fight doesn't mean we're not able to prepare. So now for this, we want a nice big flat area that's super safe, and the most important thing is that it's far away from our house. So in case everything goes wrong, if it all goes belly up, at least we'll be able to just have the Wither outside of the render distance and never visit that area again. All right, this looks like as good a place as any. Sorry, sheep, you guys might want to clear out for this. Wish me luck. Here we go. It can't spawn in because there's a block there. Okay, here we go. Oh, what? Don't tell me I did that wrong. Oh my god. Oh my god. I jumped out of my skin then. Thankfully, I've seen others do this. I know it's going to be about to explode. Whoa. Yikes, I'm not going well. Oh my god. No! How does anyone do this? Nice. I can't believe we got down to 1 heart. Eat up, you'll be fine. No! It's regenerating health, I just saw that. Oh, he's gone up to full health again. I think my best strategy is to just kind of back and forth. Get 1 or 2 hits in. Where is it? Has anybody around here seen a wither? I don't think I can do this. It's way too powerful. It just keeps regenning. Oh, it's done a thing. I think it's entered the second phase. I think now I can just smack it, can't I? You've really got to come down, man. Why does it want to go to space? we are definitely taking this into outer space. Makes no sense. All right, come on. Come down. Please come down. Play nice, okay? Let's just drift off back to Earth together. Honestly, I think the fight would go fine if it wasn't in outer space. Where are you, my little wither friend? There it is. Peekaboo. Oh my god. Stop regenning faster than I can kill you. Now, I wouldn't say that the wither's defeated me. It hasn't bested me, but I don't know how we can call a winner out of this. This is just going to go on forever. Instead of wither, maybe they should have just called it bother, because this is much more of a bother than I would have liked. Okay, I'm going to venture as far as to say this is impossible at this point, because every time I get it down to the level where I can actually do some physical damage with my sword, it regenerates health so quickly I can only get 1 or 2 hits in. So I think we're going to have to say this guy here is just free to fly off into space, and I'm going to have to try again with another one. Because I got to say, I think I'm doing a pretty good job. I'm not sure what else we could do in this situation. I'll finish off this stack of rockets and see if we can't get our revenge on him. Oh, this seems to be working. No, the hits are just coming in way too slow. I'm almost ready to admit that I think this is impossible at this point. It's a unanimous decision for me. This is a dead-end fight. So I think at this point we say, c'est la vie. We're going to relinquish this part of the map to the wither, and I'm going to go home. And just like Icarus, we flew a bit too close to the sun there and broke our elytra. Can we repair this? Yep. Okay, it's time to do this another way. And this time, we're just going to fight the damn thing and run back into a tunnel here. Ah! Wrong sword equipped. You absolute menace. So I was accidentally hitting it here with my netherite axle, which does, it actually does less damage than the netherite sword, but it is modded and I can't really say it's a fair fight. So, all right, this time, no more silly mistakes like that. Too easy. I gotta admit, I was actually terrified then when I fell out of the tunnel and I was fighting in this open area. I thought that was the end of me. Okay, goodbye, Wither. It was fun. All right, let's try that one final time, but this time, properly kitted up. I think we can say now that we bested the Wither fair and square, and also a bit cheesy. So, I've been playing this game for about 9-10 months now, and I've finally fought the Wither. It's a real huge moment for me. I'd like to thank the Academy. That's the Minecraft Academy. And of course, my mother, who she taught me the importance of standing up to bullies and always cleaning up after myself. Oh, they're playing the music. I gotta go. So unfortunately, we've run out of time again, and I was hoping that maybe you guys would be able to help me out with a decision. We need another big mod to jump into, and I'm tossing up between either Spectrum, which seems like full of mystery and super fun, or we could go up there. Oh, for this joke to land, it would really help if it was nighttime. Or up there, we could head up into the Milky Way with Ad Astra and probably do things like check out what the resources are like on the moon. So yeah, that's the decision we're currently facing. Let me know which one you guys prefer. All right, between episodes, I'll probably just grind away a little bit more at modern industrialization and see if we can't up our power production. You'll probably be able to catch me doing a little bit of that over on Twitch. All right, bye for now.